Do you have a favorite class that you can remember, or a least favorite class? Professors, anything like that?
Oh, God. You know, favorite classes, believe it or not, of all my French classes, which I love French, and at the time I got very good at it, surprisingly enough, even though it was with a southern accent. And I loved, I had a German lit course that I loved. It wasn't in German, but the prof was terrific. I don't remember the names. And I'm one of the few guys, I used to love economics, money, and banking, and so those courses meant a lot to me. The engineering courses were just hell on wheels to me. It was torture night, you know, between EE courses and, well, computers. Oh, yeah, imagine 64, 65. We got one mainframe here. You know, the thing is as big as the student center, and you're running cards, and you're doing Fortran 1 or 2, and then after you learn, it takes you a deck 4 inches high to add 2 and 2 equals 4, and that'd be the kind of programs you run. Then you had to learn machine language, which is all digital stuff, which I hated. So, I mean, I can't tell you that I liked any of my engineering courses. I had some great professors who were fun and enjoyable, but subject matter was just stultifying to me. So, they're all my liberal arts courses. I loved accounting, you know, it's all that stuff. I had a speech class. I took speech.
Oh, cool.
That's
In fact,
cool.
that was probably the most embarrassing moment at Rutgers. I needed an A because of all the bad grades I had in engineering, and I had an A going in. You had to. The last thing you had to do was there were 4 speeches you had to give, and the last one was this long speech. And I'd given one about rock and roll. I'd given one about why there's no Easter Bunny. I'd come up with these ideas. If you gave interesting topics, maybe it'd be easier. Again, do what you love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for some unknown reason, I decided the last speech was going to be on original sin, which I knew nothing about. So I did my research and had this half-hour speech. And of course, when you don't know anything about it, and you lose your way, you are done. You are fried, you are finished. And I just dead stopped, paralyzed, didn't know where I was. And the prof, he knew I needed this A, because I told him I did. And he said, all right, go out in the hall, collect yourself, and I'll give you another shot at this. So I go out, and it was in Scott Hall, and I guess it's still down there.
It's still there.
And it was classes were about to change, so I went in the bathroom, and I got in a stall, and I'm studying my note cards and everything, trying to get this back. The bell rings, and they change classes. They with a bell. I don't know if that happens anymore either. Probably not.
No.
And all of a sudden, all the people come into the bathroom, I'm in the stall, but what really was terrifying, the mistake I made is I went in the ladies' room by mistake.
Oh, no.
And it's 20 minutes between classes, and I'm stuck in the ladies' room for 20 minutes. So as bad a shape as I was in when I went in there, now I am terrified. I went back in and told the professor what happened. He says, you know, that's the funniest damn thing I ever heard. And he gave me an A anyway. So that was
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Do you have like a specific professor you think you could remember other than your speech one, or
no.
no?
That's what was. You know, I had to do this. Video for tonight in this induction thing, and because there were no professors I was ever really close to, because most of them were engineering professors. The other thing else was one-offs, and so to do the video, I was like, what the heck am I going to get? So I did hire one band over and over. I was president and social chairman of the fraternity.
Okay.
So I hired this one band a lot, and the name of the band was Link Cromwell and the Zoo. And Link made 145 record while he was here at Rutgers. But in 1970, he went over to St. Mark's Church in New York. I think it was a church. And this woman was reading poetry that night for the first time. And he listened to it. He was taken by her. So he asked her if he didn't think maybe they should put some music to it. Well, her name is Patti Smith. And his name is Lenny Kaye. And he's been Patti Smith's guitarist ever since. And he's in the video. And God knows what he'll say. And also, one of my good friends is a great, legendary radio personality, Cousin Brucey out of New York. And so he's going to be on there. So I couldn't even come up with, so this is going to be something, everybody's going to have, like, you know, research people and business people. And here I've got a guitar player, a disc jockey of mine. So, no, I had great, the folks that taught me those courses were really good. You know who taught here was, God, somebody's dad. No professors that I was such a bad student in most of the stuff I was supposed to do. There's no reason for me to ever be close to them.
All right. So now, the food at Rutgers is very interesting. What was your favorite dining hall?
Well, you got to remember that we all ate, and you had to eat at the dining hall down on College Ave. That's where you ate.
Ugh.
There weren't no. Well, if you used to, and I don't know what it must not be a lot better now. And that's unfortunate. Freshmen still have to eat there and that sort of thing. Eating plans, do you have that stuff? Is that still?
Yeah, we still have dining plans. I wonder, was it called Brower back then? Brower
No,
Commons?
okay. But what happened about 3/4 of the way through my freshman year was life-changing because one of the few dishes that I'd never had growing up that I actually liked was eggplant parmesan. And I actually served it, and I liked it. And I had it one night. And again, I was living up here at the Heights in these metal buildings. And about 4 o'clock, I woke up so sick. So sick. So I go into the bathroom, and apparently it had taken longer for me to get sick because everybody else who had been sick had already been there. If you see where I'm going with this.
Oh, yeah.
And what had happened is they had gotten something into the food that day. So some huge percentage of the freshman class got sick. I mean, a huge percentage. And it was just, this was the type of food poisoning. It just, you know, you wanted to die, but you'd have to get better first. You know, that's how sick we were. Yeah, that was. After that, when I joined the fraternity, I lived in a fraternity house for 4 years. So we had a house mother, and she cooked for us, and we had good meals.
We're just about done here. Do you have anything else you want to mention?
No, are you? Do either one of you folks have designs on being on radio eventually, or not? Or are you just doing this for fun?
Well, this was mostly for fun.
Yeah.
We thought it'd be a really interesting interview since we knew you were coming, and we figured it'd be a great idea. I'm majoring in journalism actually. I love to write, but I'm not sure where I'm going to go with that.
And I'm a major in psychology, and my eventual goal is to become an elementary school teacher. I just do the radio for fun and to de-stress a little bit.
Oh, cool. Well, again, I think besides this whole chase your dreams, that the mistake you make in college and in life is you sometimes make bad decisions, and you stay with bad decisions too long. You know, if you realize you're in the wrong place, you know, move on. And that's whether it's careers, partners, or whatever. It's just you know, that's the biggest thing I learned is I shouldn't have done something, but you know, I wound up in a good place, and in fact, I wound up in a great place because I'm here today. How much better could it really be? To be honored like this is so thrilling. So, you know, I appreciate you guys taking the time to interview me, and I hope to see you down the road. If you come to Cleveland, I got free tickets for you. So even the cameraman gets free tickets.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Thank you again, Mr. Stewart. You're listening to 90.3 The Core. I am Kelly of Totally Wired.
And I am Rich of Specifically Irregular.
And we are here with our special guest,
Terry Stewart, head of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum in Cleveland, Ohio.
Great.
Cleveland.
And this will end our interview, so thanks very much.
My pleasure.